Okay, guys, we are live. It's Friday night. It's Dave's LFC Chats. We have Keith, as usual, at Eaton Ryan on Twitter. And we have the legend Dan Hughes from the Mighty Reds TV.
Hello, guys.
Look, yeah.
I can never get that. I can never get it right. I can never work out the camera angle there. Click.
You did okay there. You did okay. Helen's in. John MC is in. John has his proper name back.
Hello, John.
You know John, do you?
No, I'm just saying hello. We're all friends here. We're all Reds, aren't we?
Hello, John. He lives around the corner.
Hello, John, mate. You're okay, mate? Hey, yeah, John, sorry, I'll keep it. He's complaining about the noise. Sorry, John.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
Johnny
what, guys.
Moore.
Obviously, yeah, Johnny Moore's a top Red as well. They're all top Reds. I'll tell you what it is. We're going to have a little chat, obviously, about the big game on Sunday. Liverpool's last. It's a cup final, lads. Let's be real. It's a cup final. We win it. We get top four. But before that, we're going to do a little 5-minute appreciation show. I want your thoughts on the legend that is Georginio Wijnaldum, the Dutch international. It looks like he's going. I mean, it's almost 99.9% that he's going. And if he does go, I mean, I won't begrudge him the move. I think he's been brilliant for us. He really is. He puts in a shift all the time. He's been underrated for a long time, ever since we got him from Newcastle. I think it was 25 million at the time. People are like that. What? 25 million for that? He scored some very important goals for us. Everybody remembers the 4-0 at Anfield, the Barcelona comeback. Of course, he got 2 in that. But I'd be sad to see him go. Keith, what do you think of Georginio, the legacy of Georginio, if he goes? It looks like it.
Yeah, listen, personally, I'll be very sad to see him go. I think it's going to be very difficult to replace what he brings to our side, to be honest with you. And anybody you will bring in terms of his positional play, his ball carrying, his retainment of the football, how he holds on to it. And, you never see him lose the football. He's not the flashiest footballer you'll ever see. Never scored enough goals for us, but just everything else he does on the pitch, it's just calmness personified, and we probably didn't use him, to be honest with you. Certainly at the start of his career with Liverpool, we were very back to front and front to back. We kind of bypassed midfield in a lot of the games. Probably didn't see the best out of him. And he certainly didn't make the same impact with us as he did with the Dutch side, in terms of his games to goals ratio. But I think he was an absolutely fantastic signing for us. Came in at the right time. And I just think he's kind of a player you don't see as much really in central midfield nowadays. He's just a fantastic ball carrier, retain possession and keep moves going. And I don't think we've anybody who's going to step into his breach. And even if we do bring in that lad Basuma from who seems to be more of a disruptor and a breaker from Brighton as a replacement, I don't think he brings the same amount of control that Georginio brought to us. And as you said, very underrated in terms of what he brought to the side,
Yeah, no. I mean, I wouldn't say legend. I mean, legend. We can't banter around the word legend too easy now. Let's be real.
But I think anyone who comes into the category of winning the Champions League and a league title with Liverpool Football Club has to come into that category. It's a league, first league in 30 years, and a Champions League. So there's not too many players out there, that we have. There's probably a load of players we'll call legends who don't have half of that. You know what I mean? So. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose that's true. I mean, you have a lot of people saying, Jason.
What are we basing it on? What are we basing legacy on?
You can't. Yeah, I don't have the criteria. I don't have the criteria to base it, I suppose. I mean, Steven Gerrard maybe would be a legend. Kenny Dalglish is a legend. I mean, if you go on that level, that's a legendary level, I think. Listen, we could talk about a podcast on legends, but yeah, Georginio's, I mean, I was going to go minus. Listen, I'm not even going to go into it. I'll just go backwards. Dan, what do you think, Georginio?
Well, just on the subject of being legends, I mean, it's hard, isn't it, Liverpool? Because Liverpool have got some legendary players. I mean, maybe you need a level above legends because what he has done for Liverpool, Georginio Wijnaldum, maybe you couldn't say he's a legendary player, but he's certainly put in some legendary performances. The Barcelona game we've discussed. But let's not forget he scored against Roma in the semi. He also scored in Klopp's first full season when we were going for the Champions League, the last game of the season. He scored the opening goal, settled a lot of nerves that day. I think we won 3-0 against Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
He's been a brilliant player for us. Listen, He's not the player he is for the Netherlands, but I think that's why Klopp likes him. Klopp knows he can play to instructions, and his instructions for Liverpool is to cover the full-backs. It's normally Andy Robertson on his side, and that's why Klopp loves him, and it's why Koeman, if he goes to Barcelona, will absolutely love him. He's a class player. As you said, Dave, we can't begrudge him the move. He's been underpaid, possibly at Liverpool for a few years, and he's going to get a massive wage now, a massive signing on fee. He'll probably get 300,000 a week, 250 easily, and that would surpass. I think so as a free agent. Who never misses a match. I think he'll get that, but obviously Liverpool couldn't afford to give him that, because that would have made him the top earner. Would have meant everybody else getting a pay rise, because obviously Salah, Van Dijk, they'll all want parity. So it's a partner of the ways. I don't really think Gini wants to leave. I don't think Klopp really wants him to go, but I think it's just a financial thing in the end. We all want as much money as we can. He's 29, obviously pushing 30. He wants the last big move of his career. I can't begrudge him it. A lot of people have criticised him this season because I'd say his form has been a bit patchier this year. But listen, for what he's done for Liverpool, in my eyes at least, he's a legend. All the people who played, I never thought we'd win that league again. So all the players who played in that squad, for me, are idols and legends. Throw in the Champions League. Yeah, I make him a legend in my eyes. And Gini, good luck to you. We're going to miss you. I know he's probably not watching, but if he is,
he might be.
You know, he might be. Gini, we love you. We're going to miss you. Enjoy your move.
If you look,
and I hope he gets a wonderful send off as well tomorrow or Sunday.
I think he will do. I think that goes without saying. But like, if you look at the Legends tours that go around the place, they're typically for players from the fucking 90s, and they won't fuck. Oh
Jason McAteer and fucking whoever, you know.
Feel bad, I
suppose if you put it that way, I suppose if you win a Champions League,
no, I think it's an overuse. I think we're all kind of right. You know, it's an overused term. The benchmark has seemed to be reduced and lowered over the years in terms of what a legend actually stipulates, because they're trying to sell tickets for legend tours and all that kind of stuff. And so
that was my point. That was my point.
Yeah. So
original point. You know what I mean?
He's never going to be up there with a Kenny, with a Gerrard. He's never going to be up there, you know, with a Fowler. And
Ian Rush, you know, that type of thing. Listen, as he said, we won't begrudge him his move. If he gets his move, he gets a nice wage packet out of it. He'll never be forgotten as a Liverpool player, and that's the most important thing, I think. You know, he'd be remembered. 100%. So, Gini, if you're watching, good luck, baby.
He's watching. Him and Van Dijk both watch it together. They both sat on the couch watching it with a can of Stella.
Helen.
Oh, Helen,
Yeah, could be Gini. Could be a pseudonym for Gini. You don't know.
You never know. Here's Helen's here. FSG don't want to give him a contract, I think. He's 30 years old, which would be bad considering there's a lot of 30 years old players out there, very close. Well, yeah, he is. Is he 30? I thought he's 29. He must be 30.
I think he's 29.
Yeah, but listen, he's probably 30 fairly soon.
I think it's going to be hard to replace. He's going to be hard to replace in a style that looks to rebuild. I think he would have provided some very nice continuity from a rebuild perspective. And listen, he's fucking bulletproof. He doesn't miss the game. He doesn't get injured. That's a huge benefit for any side to have. And he can play right the way across the midfield if you want him to play that. You know, you can even throw him in at centre back if you need to.
But I mean, the Dutch team play him more forward, and he scores goals for Holland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We know what he's got.
Dan hit it on the money there. He said he followed Klopp's instruction to the letter. You know, and that is a very valuable resource. So he is executing Klopp's plan on a weekly basis, and possibly to the detriment of how he would like to play himself, and where he is, you know.
I'll give you that.
You know, and he does it week in and weeks out, and to a manager, that's golden. You know, that's golden.
Yeah. I'll give you a 6 out of 10 for that answer. Very good. But no, it is. It's good. I'll tell you what. Yeah, as I said, Gini, good luck to you, bro. Whatever you do going forward, you've been absolutely brilliant for the club, and we will miss you. Okay, guys, the big one, Sunday, 4 o'clock, Anfield, 10,000 fans. Imagine being at that game, boys. Wow. Imagine even being outside Anfield. Never mind at the game. Palace. I still think we have to win the game. I know people saying, a draw could do it. No. We have to win the game, lads. Any type of win, I think, will do us, to be fair. I think our goal difference is +4 in Leicester. We'll talk about those other two games that Leicester and Chelsea as well are playing. But what do you think? I think, personally, it'll be the same team. I'd start the same team that started against West Brom. Gini, Thiago, Fabinho in the middle were absolutely brilliant. And the back five picked themselves. We've no choice. And the front three amigos are up front. I don't think we've any choices, lads.
Yeah, I think it's a Whisper Kabak might make it.
I didn't hear that. Did you?
Yeah, I didn't hear that today.
Yeah, I had that they're assessing him before the weekend, but I don't think he will play. I think, as you said, Dave, I think maybe. I think it'll be same starting again.
I would. Why would you change a team? Why would you change it now? And you'd be blamed if you change the back four. You'd be blamed on something going wrong. Why did you change it? Type of thing. Stay safe. And the Klopp usually doesn't risk anyway. So what way do you think it'll go, lads? I mean, I think we should just go for them. Go for it. We're at home. The fans is obviously new, been in the ground for the last year. So I think just go for them. What do you think, Keith? Approach the game, basically.
I think everybody, I know it pops up on Twitter there earlier on today, and I know when we were chatting about it, we were looking at this block of 3 games, we were kind of going, right, if we can navigate West Brom and we can navigate Burnley, right, with 10,000 fans back in the stadium, at home, last game against a side who are playing for nothing, with our manager walking out the door, and a load of players who are at the end of their contracts there who don't know what they're doing right next season. It should be not necessarily a walk in the park, but it should be, you certainly wouldn't back against us getting the right results. But it's been such a fucking mad season, and such a mad season at home. I don't think we can, and I don't think we will. We certainly won't enter the game with any degree of complacency out there. But I just don't feel like the way we've been playing in all of these games. I don't feel it's foregone a conclusion as some people are making it out to be. And that was the fact we've got across those 2 games. We just need to kind of turn up and between the fans and the occasion and where they are in the league, we'll find a way to get over it. I think it could be a little bit hairy for a while, to be honest with you. And I think the first half could be hairy. Like we had lots of hairy moments over the last 2 games. We had lots of hairy moments against Burnley. And obviously we had lots of hairy moments against West Brom. And I think the way Palace play, and if they really just kind of throw off the shackles and decide to go out and play a game of football against us, they've got a couple of players who can hurt us. So, we can't take it. We can't take this game lightly, to be honest with you, and we certainly can't be relying on anybody else to do us a favour on Sunday.
I think Klopp's mentality is game by calling it a cup final is a good idea because it's a one-off game. It's the last game of the season. It basically is a cup final. You know that if you win it, there's no trophy at the end of it, but basically top 4 is like a trophy. It's like a domestic. It's nearly as good as a domestic trophy. And I know a lot of the nostalgics won't like that one, but you know what I mean, Dan. I mean, to say it's a cup 100%. Final, I think a cup final just gives you that extra boost. What do you think?
Well, it's the Arsene Wenger Cup, isn't it? They won it for years on the run, didn't they? Top 4 at Arsenal. Yeah. But 100%, it is a cup final. I mean, and let's face it, if you say Burnley was the quarters, if say West Brom was the quarters, Burnley was the semis, and Crystal Palace was the final, it sounds like a Manchester City Cup run, doesn't it? But I agree. I'm a bit worried about it because everyone, as you rightly said, oh, West Brom's going to be tough, Burnley's going to be tough. But Palace will do it. But that's always dangerous talk, isn't it, in football? Any sort of complacency. I hope that's just the fans. I hope the players are professional enough to see what opportunity they've got now. They want to be playing in the Champions League next season. Hopefully, I mean, our form has been so patchy at home this season. It's been it's been less than patchy, hasn't it? It's been a disgrace. Yeah. But with the 10,000 fans there, it's only 1/5 full, but it's going to feel like it's like the Maracanã on. Brazil versus Argentina, isn't it? For them after playing in front of no one all season. Hopefully that'll give 1 or 2 that little bit of adrenaline boost, that little bit of a kick up the backside. People who maybe like Mane and Firmino maybe haven't really been on it this season. And hopefully we can get over the line. But it's going to be a dangerous game. It could be a nervy one. We've had a few sorts of nervy last games, haven't we? Like the one I was mentioning before when we played Middlesbrough. That was 0-0 going into half time. Gini broke the deadlock, so it could be a tough one. I just hope. A lot of people are saying the Crystal Palace players are going to want to give Roy Hodgson a send-off, but I don't know about you. Whenever I've been in work and it's been my boss's last day, it's just been like a bit of a jolly up, to be honest with you. And everyone's just been thinking about the night out after work. Do you know what I mean?
Cheers, Roy.
Yeah, hopefully a few of the Palace players have got that sort of mentality, and you know, it's a good day for us. But we'll see. It's going to be tough. I'm not looking forward to it, but hopefully we can get over the line.
Yeah, I tell you what I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm looking forward to seeing if the fans make much of a difference in terms of our impetus, in terms of how we play. You know, is the ball moved that little bit faster? Do we look like we've got a little bit more energy? Do we look like a slightly different team in front of a crowd than we have done? Because listen, we've looked lethargic for absolute months. I'm just really interested to see. You know, obviously it's the end of the season and it's been a long season and a very hard season. It'd just be interesting to see. You know, does that extra 5% make that much of a difference to us? And I think if it does, and the lads are playing for the crowd, it might be a little bit easier than we expect, right? It's really interesting to see how they react to 10,000 people in there, you know, because it's just going to be Ayr fans, isn't it? So it's not going to be any of their fans. You know?
Yeah. When you look at the games that we've won, the little run we've been on, we've got goals at the right time. We've got We went 1-0 down in the games and come back and got goals just before halftime, just after halftime, and then Allison in the 94th minute. We've got goals at pivotal times that win games, isn't it? Even the United game, we're 1-0 down, but like the goal just before halftime was huge, you know, and things like that change games. And I mean, if we went in at halftime 1-0 down, let's say at Anfield, you know, we have a bit. Our form isn't great, as we know, at Anfield, but I think that crowd, that 10,000, will feel like 20 or 30,000. To be fair, lads, it will. You know, maybe even like a packed leading crowd. To be fair, and I think that's a huge bonus for us. If it was an empty stadium, I'd be even a little bit more worried than I am. You know what I mean? So I think that I mean, Klopp's been talking about it today as well in his presser. Oh, I can't wait. You know, absolutely cannot wait to see the fans. And I'm sure he might actually be able to sign all the autographs at the end because only 10,000 people there. Do you know what I mean? We'll be able to give them a new jersey with the nice orange.
I think it's really important. I think what's really good as well is like we're going into this last game of the season. So we're going in the form side. We're going in the form side over a quarter of the season. So we're looking at a 9-game run now. We were looking at a 6-game run. They now look at probably the form side of the last 9 games, which is effectively a quarter of the season. City did it last year, I suppose, didn't they? You know, off the back of that we set them up then for next year. That's what I'm most interested. Listen, obviously we need to get top 4, but if we can win on Sunday and go into next season with everybody coming back as the form side, you know, I think it sets us up really nicely for next season. I think it really does.
Yeah, I mean, we're the form side, as you just said there. I think last 10 games we're out on top, you know, finishing the season strongly, and that's what you've got to do. The business end, as they call it in football, usually get something if you finish strongly in a league, isn't it? Because it's a hard slog, it's a marathon, and it's just like our breach is broke, like in the Grand National at Aintree, and you're turning the corner and you're finishing strongly, baby. Red rum over the last. So we just have to get over the last now. We're a little bit ahead of the rest and just stay on the horse. But I'm confident enough. I'm not overconfident because the season has been surreal. Lads, we'll probably never see a season like this again. You know what I mean? Never. But, well, I hope not. No, I mean, even last season, the ending of it was crazy, but this season was just ridiculous. You'll be talking about this as a granddad to your grandkids in the pub. I remember watching Liverpool. I'm telling you, there was no one in the stands. You know what I mean? So
I do fancy a performance from Spurs the weekend as well, to be honest with you.
Well, we're going to talk about those 2 games. Oh yeah. I tell you,
I think you might get something out of them. You know, they realise now they're in a perilous situation.
Yeah.
You've also got Kane and Salah, which is another kind of both going for they're both the same amount of goals, I think, aren't they?
Yeah. 22 each, I think. 22.
You've got that kind of side plot running on at the same time, so it's really interesting. So I'd expect Salah to be on fire. Now, listen, I'd expect him to be shooting on fucking sight, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing for us, to be honest with you. But he will be shooting on sight. He'll be looking for goals, and I think Harry Kane will be looking for goals as well, to be honest with you. So
well, I'll tell you what. I think we'll talk about those other 2 games now, because I think the Villa-Chelsea game, I'm telling you what, Villa played very well the other night against Spurs. I know it was only Spurs, but they were 1-0 down and they came back really well. Grealish is back. I'll tell you, they will give Chelsea a game. Their home crowd with their fans. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a draw, Dan.
Yeah. No, 100%.
I would not be surprised. You know what I mean? We could, you know, we just win our game, we could get 3rd.
Yeah, well, Villa have had a poor second half of the season, but overall they've improved so much. Last season, I think they just played up by the skin of the teeth. I think this season they're about 10th, aren't they? Which is obviously a massive improvement.
Yeah.
as you say, Grealish is fit. Grealish is a brilliant, brilliant player. And the big thing is they're going to have 10,000 fans in. That's not going to be an easy game there, as you say, for Chelsea. And you've also got to remember, how many of them Chelsea players are going to have one eye on the Champions League final, which is what? That's it. Be seeing you. Which, I think Champions League final's 5 days, isn't it? 5 days away. So how many of them players are going to be looking at it? You know, it's the apex of any player's career. It would be natural if one or two of them were just thinking, hold on, these are big ones. That's not going to be an easy game. I look forward to that, and it's very realistic, very likely that, you know, Villa could take something off, and let's, you know, keep our fingers crossed on that 100%.
I think that's where the shock could come. I think out of the 3 games, I think Leicester, to be fair, could and probably should beat Spurs. Although Keith's saying it could be tough. It could be tough. It's nervous because
any game can be tough, can't it?
Yeah.
You know what's going to happen is what will typically happen is, you know, who scores a goal, and obviously that filters through to the next round in terms of who goes one up, and that can affect players in terms of, you know, either you know, overthinking what they're supposed to be doing, getting a little bit nervy. They go one up, it's only one goal, and you have to hold on to that one. They start retreating back into their own box. So it could be one of those games. It could be one of those days where everyone's in and everyone's out at some stage. You know.
I love the accent, sir. Which the accent? I'd say it has to be Ringo Starr now. Come on.
If it's me, feel free to slide into me DMs. I'm only joking. I'm a married man. With 2 kids. I'm just playing. I'll be in the doghouse for saying that.
Oh, you're in trouble now. It's going live. But anyway,
especially some big builder called Mick just fucking slides into your
Oh, for fuck's sake. Listen, the main thing for me is we just do our job, boys. I think we just win the game. I think it'll be enough. Whether it's good enough for 3rd or 4th, it'll definitely be good enough for 4th, I think. Having a 4+ on Leicester was huge. That 3-0 win the other night. I just wanted to win the Burnley game. I would have took 1-0. But to get 3-0 was a bonus. It really was. Those 3 goals are huge. I think they're huge.
Yeah, 100%. The Oxlade-Chamberlain one. Oxlade-Chamberlain was just the ice, not even the icing on the cake, the cherry on the icing, wasn't it? That was an excellent one. Changed it all round. Obviously, even if we just beat Crystal Palace by the 1 goal, I think that means we've got a +5 on Leicester, so they're going to have to really do something against Tottenham. It seems unlikely, doesn't it? But we have seen Tottenham collapse on the last day before.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
As well. It's a better head-to-head. So if it does end up like that, head-to-head comes into play, I think, against the 4 goals against, doesn't it? So
yeah.
So,
well, head-to-head. I mean, Leicester. Leicester beat us 3-1.
We bet them 3-0.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't know. Does head-to-head come into it? I don't know.
It does, yeah.
It's the next criteria.
It must do at some point, mustn't it?
It does, yeah.
But is it the next criteria, though? Is it the next one after goal?
I'm not too sure, Dave.
Well, then we're really in the driving seat, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think what was very important is that we entered the weekend in 4th place, right? I think entering the weekend in 5th place, chasing, actually been in there. Listen, I think that the way the last, not just the last 2 results, we're forgetting about Man United, but the last 3 results, you know, that we've had, you know, 3 away from home results, you know, have been. We should be walking into this game now with a huge degree of confidence in terms of early goals, scoring either side of half time, scoring late goals, you know. So tails are up, lads, you know. And I think if we can, it's like anything else. We're going to create chances. We're going to make chances. If we take our chances, we should be okay. You know, I can't see them scoring. I can't see Palace scoring any more than 1 goal against the weekend. If we're okay for 2 or 3, we should be all right.
Yeah. I mean, for Palace to beat us, you're thinking they need at least 2 goals, at least maybe 3 even. And can you see them doing that? Can't see it really. But listen, lads, anything's possible in football. We know as Liverpool fans, we've seen some crazy over the last 20, 30 years. Crazy. I mean, Palace did us. Remember the 3-3, 3-0 up.
I don't want to think about it. I think about it every day, Dave. That Chelsea game when Gerrard slipped over.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. That's what Klopp should be saying to them. I say, hold on for a second. These fuckers did us. We were 3-0 up against them. And then they came back. It was only 22 minutes to go. I think it was a 69 minute.
I think we're made.
I think it was less.
I think we're made of different stuff now. To be honest with you, you know, when you look back on that, you know, like we could have just played Chelsea. We could have just played Chelsea. We didn't need to win that game. A draw would have been absolutely fine for us.
Tactic was wrong in that. We sort of went for it, didn't we? Left ourselves open.
If you don't want to play football, well then we'll just not fucking play football and we'll take a draw and move on to the next one. We went gung ho, right? So now I think the management team that we have in place now at the moment is a little bit more, let's just say a little bit more box clever, a little bit more streetwise.
We've got a lunatic. Johnny Gooch is in. He comes out with some good ones. This fella, I have to be careful with this fucker. He comes out with some.
I'm on my phone here, so I can't see them coming up really. So
can you not? All right.
No.
Oh yeah. He says he's pregnant. Anyway, believe it at that.
Okay. Well, all the best, and I hope it goes well for you.
Yeah, fuck's sake. I as I say, I'll take any type of win on. I think I said 2-0 all week. I think we'll probably beat them 2-0, but it doesn't matter. 1-0 will do you, wouldn't it? I think. And the good thing is, all our eyes will be watching. If you remember 2019 season when we were going for the league the last day, we were at Anfield playing Wolves.
Yeah.
And City were playing Brighton. Do you remember that game? And we scored, and then Brighton scored. I remember.
We're champions.
Yeah. It was a crazy day. It was a crazy day. Sorry to interrupt. It was a crazy day. I was at Anfield, and in the ground, you can't get a massive amount of phone signal. So people were listening on old-fashioned FM radios and everything. And the information when Brighton scored, people started, and then Aguero scored nearly straight away, then equalised. But people were saying it's 2-0 to Brighton. People didn't know what was going on. It was like a throwback to the 70s or 80s because no one could get the score. And then you found out actually City had equalised. But yeah, it was a mad day, wasn't it? But for a minute or so, we had it.
You were at the game?
Yeah, I was at the game, yeah.
Do you know where I was that day?
Go on.
I was in the beer cellar in Liverpool.
Good man.
The beer cellar, you know, in Liverpool won.
Of course, I know it is, mate, yeah. I couldn't
get a ticket, so we went to the beer cellar. The place was fucking black. Oh, what a day and night that was. But and then we were looking, brilliant. So I wasn't too far away from you. Where were you watching at home, were you?
I can't remember, to be honest with you, where I watched it. I can't remember.
Pub somewhere.
Jesus, what's that?
What's that? What's a pub? What's a pub is fucking right. Oh, fucking hell. I'm not even going to put Johnny Gooch's things up there because they're getting ridiculous. But anyway, Anfield should ban transistor radios on Sunday.
That's what it was like.
Yeah. Old school. Oh, yeah. That's brilliant. Yeah. Rory Fitz is in the house. Rory, hope you're well, bro. Would it be great to be 3 up with 10 minutes to go and the other 2 are at 0-0? We could enjoy the drama. That would be nice. That would be nice.
Be good.
Do we do shit that's fucking easy though? Do we do stuff that easy?
Not really.
No,
not really.
No,
not really.
I don't. It's hard. I'm not saying it's a hard one to predict. Obviously, Liverpool are favourites, big favourites to beat Palace at Anfield. But as you said, lads, we got to be on it. We got to play proper. Like it's a cup final. There's a trophy at the end of this. Basically, that's the way we got to approach this. I think, and if the mentality's right, I think we'll win the game. And whatever happens in the other games happens. If it goes for us, as in Chelsea don't win and we win, that means we'll actually get third place. By the way, if they don't win, if they draw or lose, you know what I mean? Which I think is absolutely possible. But
when did the qualifying rounds take place after the Euros? Because I suppose Klopp was out today, and like everyone get at least 3 weeks off, won't they? So
I'm not sure. Is it late August? No, mid to late August usually. I don't know with COVID though.
You don't have the qualifying games anymore, do you?
Oh yeah, no, they might be gone now because of COVID.
The top 4 now just go straight into the group.
Do they
in England? Anyway, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. Another little Brucey bonus, beautiful. Brucey bonuses all night, but what's this? What if we match Leicester? Yeah, just match Leicester. Exactly. That's all we have to do. I mean, Leicester could lose. We don't want to lose. We don't want to match them by losing, do we? We don't. We just got to win. That's all we got to fucking do. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna just ask you for predictions and goal scores. I mean, for the last 5-10 minutes, we just get a bit of crack going. He hasn't even got his guitar with him today, Dan.
I know,
very disappointed. But you can still sing a song.
I said last time, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, yeah. But okay, guys, I'm gonna put you on the spot here. The 3 games I'm going to ask you for score results with the 3 big games of the weekend, obviously. Obviously, Liverpool first. What do you think, Liverpool, the weekend scoreline?
Me first.
It doesn't matter, whoever, Keith.
I'm feeling 3-1. Maybe a goal either side of half time, because we seem to like to do that now at the moment.
Yeah.
And maybe a late. Listen, I think either they might score first while we're getting ourselves warmed up, or they might get a late. I think they've got goals in them, and I think we look like we're going to leak a goal or so, to be honest with you, every game. But I do fancy us to score goals at home with the crowd. We'll definitely score goals. So I'm going to go for 3-1 for our game. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw with Leicester and Spurs.
Woo!
And I'm going to go for
Villa and Chelsea.
A 2-1 Villa win.
Whoa! Now I would take that all night long. It'd be a lovely little bronze trophy, 3rd place. Daniel, my son.
I think Chelsea look. Sorry, Dan. I think Chelsea look very well set up in Europe. I think they look very well set up against top 6 sides. I don't think they've figured out how to play against sides below that now at the moment. I think he's kind of playing elite type football against elite type teams. I think he does that, right? I think he struggles at the moment against other teams. He hasn't figured that out yet. So I think they're vulnerable against teams like Villa at the moment. So I think Villa might get something out of that.
Absolutely. Daniel, Liverpool first. Liverpool Palace.
Yeah, I mean, I have to concur with Keith. Yeah, I think it's good. I think 3-1. I think. I know we kept it a clean sheet on Wednesday, was it? But we generally we concede a few chances, don't we? We were lucky really to get the clean sheet there. They had the chance with Chris Wood, didn't they? Where it was ball over the top. Them sorts of balls will just play into Palace's hands. As we know, they've got people like Zaha who are like lightning quick.
Benteke in the air.
He's dangerous in the air. Although that would be playing to the hands of Phillips, but. We do concede a few chances, and I can see Palace getting one. But I think on the day we'll just have a bit too much fun. Crowd behind them, 3-1 to the Reds. The Leicester game, I think they'll go well. I think they'll beat. I think that'll be a 3-1 as well. To be honest with you, I think they'll go for goals. I don't think there's much to do with Tottenham at the minute. I think Harry Kane might get one, but they're getting a new manager, aren't they, in the summer? They haven't really got much to play for. I think Leicester will break the shackles off there and do them 3-1. And then the other game. Yeah, I think Chelsea will get over the line. They'll give them a good game, but I've done it for a 2-0. 2-0 to Chelsea.
So basically, Liverpool and Chelsea will go through. But Keith, you're saying they'll only draw, aren't you?
Who?
You're saying Leicester Liverpool to go through, Keith.
I'm saying Leicester Liverpool. No, I'm saying Chelsea Liverpool.
You're saying Chelsea. You're saying
Chelsea Liverpool. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a sneaking feeling that the Chelsea game is going to be the one that could have a hiccup. I think Leicester and Liverpool will win.
Yeah.
Leicester probably not by the goals that they want. In other words, something like a 3-1, as you boys said. I'm staying with 2-0 for Liverpool. I said it all week.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very nervy for Leicester. I think they're going to have all of those fucking demons come back and haunt them like they had last season, where they were in pole position and didn't qualify. They've just had a cup final, right? And like Spurs don't get a result tomorrow. They're in the conference. That's a big
conference. The conference.
They're in the conference.
The fucking conference. What a poxy fucking the Europa League conference. Oh my gee. That is a fucking aberration. I mean, come on.
Look, I cannot think of anything more motivating for a football team at the moment than not end up with a fucking conference.
Do you think they made a mistake sacking Posh or what?
Fucking, they made a mistake sacking Mourinho. Never mind.
Yeah. Mourinho, yeah. Plus, they'll have to wear that jersey that they Did you see that jersey online?
Yeah, the new Tottenham kits. I couldn't believe it. I don't know how that passed.
Do you know what it looks like? It looks like the Red Indian Comanche away jersey. I mean,
it's crazy. It's crazy.
We can't be giving out other people's kits now with the kit that we.
No, hold on. Ours isn't that bad. Come on. I'm gonna ask you.
It's not bad if you're under 15. you're a girl, right? You've got a really nice tan, right? And I've not got a really nice tan. You two fuckers certainly don't have a nice fucking tan. Casper 1, Casper 2 there, right? So it's going to look absolutely awful, right? So if you are middle-aged with the fucking physique of a potato like we fucking have, right? It's going to look fucking dreadful.
Thanks very much.
Buy it for 150 quid. Try it on and see how well you get on.
Here's your orange. Look, here's your fucking orange here, baby. But what? All right, I'm gonna give you 10 out of 10 for the jersey, the home jersey. Realistically, 5. 5. Okay.
Good kids like it.
Right, Dan, you'd obviously love it.
No, I don't like it. There's not really much I do like about it. I mean, how hard is it to go wrong with a Liverpool kit? Liverpool playing red and white, and they sometimes have a bit of yellow trim, like the kit just behind you there, Dave.
Look at that.
Hang on, over there. See, I'm getting it right now.
Yeah.
Up there. That's, that sort of stuff is perfect. And that Tottenham kit, I mean, what's going on? It's ridiculous. All they have to do is consult the fans. It's insane. But no, I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10 because I never ever want to see orange on a Liverpool home kit.
It's like something that Everton would do. See the Everton one, the big stripe. Oh. What is that?
Look like they're on the Hindu, aren't they? The Hindu died to be on the sash.
That's brilliant.
You're like a Hindu, yeah? I've seen it on Twitter, yeah? The Hindu. And their captain is Hindu instead of Hendo. But
I have to go up and pick up my Chinese. I'm going to have to go and leave you to it.
All right.
Yeah, no problem.
Family, so that's all right.
Send us a spring roll, Keith. Send us a spring roll.
Yes.
Spring roll. Keith, fair play. Talk to you, bro.
Okay, lads.
See you in a bit, Keith. Up the heads, mate. See you in a bit.
See you, lads. Right. See everybody. Yeah, enjoy your Friday evenings. I mean, I'll see you Sunday. All right.
Good luck. Tony,
and then there was just two. Two's company, mate. Two's company.
Yeah, that used to be a great show in the 80s. But as I say, listen, that jersey, I think it's lazy. I think it's a lazy design. It's like something a kid would draw. You give a kid a criteria in a class and say, right, I need you to draw a football jersey that's red for Liverpool, and that's the only criteria you say.
Yeah.
They come up with that. Come on, a bit more work needs to be done.
As I say, mate, I mentioned on Twitter a few years ago, about 3 or 4 years ago, I was lucky to get invited by New Balance to Anfield to it's like a fans forum. Yeah, they did.
New Balance for some great kits, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it was like a fans forum, and they basically just asked you, what kits you like, what you want to see in a Liverpool kit, and the universal theme was simplicity is the best. You want to see that classic darker Liverpool red, and the only 2 colours or 3 colours should be red, white, and occasionally yellow. And New Balance from there, I mean, listen, I'm not saying it was all me. I mean, it was all me. But
I see the New Balance training top on there, look.
Yeah, the New Balance kits were brilliant for the next few years. And what's happened with Nike, I just don't know. I didn't especially like this season's kit. And but it was okay. But the new one with orange.
Yeah.
I mean, if they do a fans forum, what fans ever said, what the colour we want to see on a Liverpool kit, that traditional Liverpool colour, orange. It's insane, it's crazy. Yeah, but the thing is, Dave, it'll get record sales. So that's all.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing with Nike. It doesn't bloody matter. It doesn't matter, lads. It no matter what. If the jersey's bloody. If a jersey looks like Spurs jersey, now come on, that's like something like a Monopoly board. If it's something like a Monopoly board, you can play games with it if your kids are bored. You put the jersey on the ground and start playing games. It's an absolute joke. But,
have you seen the goal? Sorry, Dave. Have you seen Liverpool's goalkeeper kit?
The green one, the Roblox.
Yeah, well, talking about playing games, it looks like Minecraft or Roblox or something, doesn't it? My little lad will be made up with it.
Yeah, Shaqiri'd like it. Roblox boy.
yeah.
He looked like a proper cube Roblox.
Yeah, definitely.
But as you say, listen, they don't care. Nike, it's about selling jerseys, isn't it? I mean, the price of them is ridiculous, I think. It's not even the design. I mean, do you know what I actually bought yesterday in the LFC store? I bought the training top like you have on there. The the brand new one that's only out. It's only out since Thursday. But this looks really nice because it's that blood red colour you're talking about.
Yeah. I think
it has like it has the thing with the Shankly gates on it. Did you see it?
Yeah. I've seen Naby lad wearing it, and it looked boss on him.
Naby lad. Okay,
might be the only time he wears it, Dave.
Yeah, that's true. But I bought that. I love the training tops, and I like tracksuit. You know, I have loads of them here, all the Nike ones.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
10 or 15 different Nike stuff. But I'm not mad about jerseys. I like the retro stuff here behind me, obviously.
Yeah.
And I did buy the Liverpool one this year, but I waited till nearly April to buy it. I didn't want to pay €120 when I can get it for
too much.
50 euro. But we'll mix it up the last few minutes if you have another 5 or 10. I see Owen
Go on,
Thomas.
mate.
Owen is in. How are you, Owen? Hopefully you
Owen,
are well.
spot on, mate.
Cop on podcast.
Oh yeah, I was on with him, wasn't I, the other day? Yeah, he said it was the best podcast he'd done, the one I was on.
Oh, I've been on a few. I'm very surprised.
No, I'm joking.
So am I. So am I. Do you know what? Adidas for me, as a kid growing up, obviously 80s was Adidas, wasn't it? Even the football boots, you know, the black, the Adidas with the three stripes.
The Adidas World Cup and the Adidas, yeah, brilliant.
Brazil, beautiful.
And the Copa Mundials.
Copa Mundial, yeah.
Beautiful boots, great kits with the 3 stripes on the arm. I love them all.
Yeah. Oh, you can pop in for 5-10 minutes if you want. If you're beside your computer, give me a thumbs up and I'll send you a link, and you can talk to Dan about saying the best podcast ever if you really want.
It was actually my mum who said that, Dave. It was my mum.
Yeah, of course. But what can we fill in the last 10 minutes with? What do you think? Will we mix it up a little bit?
Can we get some general knowledge from the people on the chat? Give us some general knowledge, people. Anything, random stuff.
Here's one from Rory. Which your favourite Liverpool away kits? I love the silver candy jersey. Do you know what? Do you know the white candy jersey from the mid-80s? With the 3 stripes on the collar? The white with the red collar and the red candy? The white jersey.
Of course.
With the black shorts, that was lovely.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, I think what it is, Dave, you tend to like the kits from when you was a kid, and you sort of early memories of like watching them and that. And when I think of those sort of silver, I like the kit that the gentleman mentioned there, the silver one. I just think of John Barnes, John Barnes at Old Trafford, Peter Beardsley.
The Old Trafford goal. And his shorts were sprayed on.
And it was but it was with thighs like that. You can get away with it, mate. You know what I mean? And so I'd agree with that. I love the silver away kits. I love the bright yellow ones from the 80s as well. And as you said, the white with black shorts and red trim. That's a design classic. I've said for a long time. You know the way Milan always have a white kit for the away kit. Wouldn't it be great for Liverpool to do that? They never deviate. They deviate on the 3rd kit, but they always have white with red and black trim. Wouldn't it be great for Liverpool to do that? I think, anyway. But yeah, my favourite's the silver one. Yeah,
that silver away kit, I know. And the United game, to be fair, is probably the most iconic moment in that way. I think we beat them 4-0.
Yeah, we flashed them.
Peter Beardsley with a lovely. He was some player, Peter Beardsley. I'm going to ask you that question. Lads, we're staying on for about 10 minutes. Put a few unusual questions. Keep them clean, of course, into the comments to ask.
Yeah, it's a family show.
Family show, but a few nice little. Don't even have to be football related. Throw them in for the last 10, 15 minutes because I'm enjoying me little Peroni here. Dan's on the water.
I am. I don't drink. I'm total tea.
But you're not a Eurovision boy, are you? Do you like the Eurovision?
No, but you know what? I haven't heard it, but everyone keeps on telling me Britain's entry is brilliant this year.
I didn't even hear it.
No, I haven't. But people keep telling me it's great. So we're not going to get what is it? Nil pois. We're not going to get nil pois for once, but it's all politics, isn't it? I don't know.
It's block voting. It's block voting.
Maybe because Britain have just come out of the EU or whatever. Now we'll get we will get the nil pois and we'll end up bottom because it's just all politics. It always is.
Yeah.
The best one I love.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dave. I was going to say the best one I love was Katrina and the Waves. Let love lead the way or something like that. It was brilliant. I loved it. Great song. Yeah. I can't really remember. That was written before my time. What song did they have in it? Not the one where they pulled the skate off.
We gotta get down. Yeah, I think it was.
Is that the one where they pulled the skate? Yeah, that was a moment, wasn't
it? Yeah. Bucks Fizz, I think it was, but Beardsley played for United before Liverpool too. Yeah,
but he's only youth player there, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was great. He was a great. Do you know what? Here's another question, Dan. I don't know whether you think the same as me talking about this. This is 80s, say late 80s, early 90s. around the time Souness came in, and he came in, I think he ruined the club. But that's another day's chat. The likes of Steve Staunton, Ray Houghton, Beardsley, he let all these players go, right? They had great 2 or 3 seasons after they left Liverpool. Remember, they went to Villa.
Barry Venison.
Yeah, but Villa nearly won the bleeding league with Staunton and Ray Houghton and all these guys. Like, we let those boys go too early. As soon as bringing in the likes of bleeding Nigel Clough and Julian Dix, that just answers the question there, doesn't it? Come on.
Oh, it's insane. I think he'd acknowledged now he went in, he tried to do things too quick. I think it was an aging team. I think everyone would agree with that, but he went in with like a wrecking ball when he just needed to. It needed evolution, and he came in and tried to revolutionise. And as you said, he let so many good players go. And someone like Peter Beardsley, he must have left in '91. He was still playing for England in '96. He was brilliant. Barry Venison left Liverpool and went on and had a great career. Steve Staunton, we ended up signing him back. He was brilliant for years, wasn't he? Yeah. You know, loads of them players he let go. It was crazy. I'm sure Graham, when he thinks about it now, well, he said as much himself, hasn't he? Tried to change too much too soon.
In his book, he said it. I mean, but the other thing is, do you know what it's like? It reminds me of a surgeon, some guy coming in for an operation, and he needs a bit of work, but he gets all the stuff done, and he takes his fucking heart out and forgets to put it back in.
Yeah, it was bad times, wasn't it? It was bad times, and as you say, I know he does regret it. It was awful. Some of that, so as you say, it wasn't just the players he sold; it was the players he decided to replace them with. But
listen, it's history. It's history now. There's nothing we can do about it.
It is.
I mean, Roy Hodgson. We'll just touch on Roy Hodgson, of course, because I think it's his last game in senior football tomorrow on Sunday in 2 days against Liverpool. It's ironic. It's Liverpool, by the way, at Anfield, isn't it? Because he didn't have the greatest of stints. At Liverpool, of course. I think it was only a 6-month stint, half a season. I don't really blame him, Dan. I think he was thrown in at a bad time in Liverpool's history. The owners, as we know, were complete bleeding arseholes, Lex and Hicks. And some of the players we signed, I mean, Paul Konchesky's one of them. I mean, it doesn't go much better than, it doesn't get any better than that. And I just think it was a terrible team that he inherited. Didn't have the money. Have the money to buy quality, and I can't totally blame him, if you know what I mean.
No, listen. I don't think he was ever going to be the right man, but he was the wrong man at the wrong time. We had the ownership issue at the time, didn't we? We just dropped out of the Champions League the year before, so Mascherano was angling for a move, and he got a move after the game or so. Torres had pretty much down tools at that stage, and basically the club was just on a downward curve. He didn't help himself, did he? Where he come in and he said that, I hope it doesn't affect my friendship with Sir Alex Ferguson. And when we got beat by Everton, he said it was the performance of the season. And he didn't help himself. But listen, it's all water under the bridge now. He's a good football man. Do you think Liverpool, with it being his last game, might, and he has played a part in Liverpool's history, albeit not a particularly great one, do you think Liverpool might maybe give him a little clap or whatever, a little guard of honour or anything like that?
I hope so. I
would like us to, really would.
I'd be surprised if they don't, especially the Anfield faithful, because I think the 10,000 that are getting in, they have to be season ticket holders, basically, I'd say, the 10,000.
The 100% are, yeah.
It'd be the proper, like, I'm not saying the proper fans, it'd be the fans, season ticket holders probably going for 20, 30 years. So I'm hoping some of them would have been there when he was there, basically, is what I'm trying to say to you. So, I would like a little. I mean, he's part of the history, as you said. He's one of the bricks in the wall, basically.
Yeah, it's part of the history. And not only that, he's a good club man. Good football man, I should say. He's been in football all his life. And I think it'd just be a classy gesture for Liverpool to mark it in some way. But whether he will, I don't know. But I hope they do.
No, I know. I think he will. I'd be surprised if they don't, Dan. I have a good question for John MC here. Dan and Dave, was Paul Ince a better player at United or Liverpool?
I don't think there's any question. He was absolutely brilliant at Man United. He was like the heartbeat of that first great side, wasn't he?
Yeah.
When they won the FA Cup, Cup Winners' Cup, and then he slowly turned that into league performance, into league win. He was brilliant. He was absolutely fantastic. Now the modern thing is we talk about defensive midfielders. He was in today's term a DM, a defensive midfielder, but how many important goals did he get? He didn't ghost games. He'd get a goal, he'd get an assist. He was a brilliant player. He was all action. And him and Roy Keane next to each other, or Brian Robson was there at that time, would have formed a great midfield. he come to Liverpool, and I think he was on a bit of a downward slide. I think Alex Ferguson called him a big time Charlie, didn't he?
Yeah,
and I think I think that wasn't far off the truth, to be honest with you. I think he just lost that little bit of hunger.
Yeah.
But that happens to everyone when you get older and you've won everything.
We didn't sign him in his prime. Let's put it that way.
No. I think. Listen. Alex, as prime was gone when Alex Ferguson sold him. Alex Ferguson doesn't make too many mistakes, and he knew he was on the slide and let him go. But yeah, I don't think there's any question. He was 100% at his best at Man United, not Liverpool.
Yeah. But Eamon Kelly say there, Roy was a rubbish manager for us. Yes, give him a pat on the back after the game and good luck.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're saying without being, that's basically what we're saying without saying the word rubbish, aren't we? We're saying like it just didn't work out basically, and that's it. So it's like people go for jobs, 6 months, they only end up there. Everybody thinks it's rosy and they leave or are let go and it just didn't work out. It wasn't the job for me. Good luck. That type of way. And that's the way it is.
Wrong man at the wrong time, but he's a gentleman. As Eamon has said there, give him a pat on the back and wish him good luck.
What just before we go, Dan, what type of music do you like? Or what genre type of music are you into? Now, is it everything or just particularly type?
No, it's pretty much everything, Dave. The band that got me into music when I was 13 or 14, you probably guess, was Oasis. I used to love Oasis.
Yeah.
And started getting a guitar. Oasis, the Beatles. Obviously, being from round here, and where I was from in South Liverpool, it's literally like Beatlesville. You go on a bus ride and you go past John Lennon's old house, Paul McCartney's old house, Strawberry Fields, Penny Lane. It's all within like a stone's throw of where I used to live, pretty much. Wow. So, yeah, the Beatles. And then, but from there, it's everything, mate. I love heavy metal. I love folk music, everything.
You actually remind me of Ringo Starr. I watched the documentary the other day.
Peace and love, guys.
You even look like him.
Peace and love, guys.
Yeah, 1970, I think the interview was. You have a look at it. It's on YouTube. It's on the Dick Cavett show or Johnny Carson. I think it's Dick Cavett. He's a famous talk show host of the 70s. And Ringo Starr is sitting down like you there with he had that big beard going on, and he's real
big beard and the big nose, if I can get it in.
No, your nose probably isn't as big as his, but you've definitely got the Ringo Starr.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Lingo. But they were some band, absolutely. Well, you can't go wrong with Oasis. Were brilliant, to be fair, back in the 90s as well. But I like, to be honest, I was a big Michael Jackson fan. Motown, that type of thing. Lionel Richie, all that Motown, Commodores, all that. Wow, Deep South sort of Commodores. Commodores, absolutely brilliant. But even the Commodores, any 80s music, absolute,
absolutely.
So what genre? What genre would you say then, as in decades? Would you obviously be a 60s man then, if you're saying Beatles, or are you 70s, 80s, 90s?
If I had to push, I'd say 60s, but listen, there's great music right the way through, isn't it? I mean, where would you be in the 70s without Bowie and T-Rex and Slade? 80s, you've got all them great 80s bands, Tears for Fears, as I just said. Brilliant 90s. I tell you what, here's another question for you, just going off music, and this is for anyone in the comments. Best decade for films?
80s.
I reckon 80s as well. There's so many great films from the 80s. Yeah. That's why I asked you.
You knew I'm an 80s guy anyway. I was born in 73. So I was 8 coming into the 80s, 7 or 8. So 80s is my whole teenage. It's 80s. You have the Goonies, fucking Ghostbusters.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. I mean, Jaws and Star Wars are 70s. People don't believe that. They're actually the 70s. Think about it. Yeah. But even when I was a kid, obviously growing up here in Dublin in Ireland, we basically got English channels because we'd only got 2 Irish channels, and the others were BBC One, BBC Two, Channel 4. And Channel 4 only came out, I think, in 81 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then we got UTV, we'd ITV, which used to be like Granada. I don't know when, all these channels.
Yeah, of course,
Yeah, so for me, it was a lot of the English, all the like Blue Peter and all these shows I used to watch would have been similar to what you would have watched. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely,
the
yeah.
same programs. Oh, it would have been. Like, I used to love Blue Peter on a Friday about 5 o'clock or whatever time it was on, straight after John Craven's news round.
Yeah, Heartbeats, remember Heartbeats?
Oh, the artist.
The art program with his little plasticine man, yeah, Morph, yeah.
Morph.
Anyone know what his mate's name was called? If anyone can tell him what his mate's name was called,
Morph's mate.
Yeah, Morph's mate. He was like a bit albino. He had a name, I don't know it, but if anyone knows it, comments.
That was later. That was like, I'm on about Heartbeat when it was 80s, and then he had a new show he came out with when Morph always came on for a little 2-minute cameo, you know. But I mean, some great shows, Dan. I mean, that's what I do. When I get off here tonight, I'm gonna open up the other bottle of Peroni. Get this, I'm on a laptop here, 80s style, baby. 80s music in the background.
Top man.
And like cartoons and shit going on. Oh, it's a dream. The dream.
It is good. Watch a good 80s film as well later. You know what film I love? And again, it was another franchise that started in the 70s, but Rocky 4. What a film. Pulp was better than Oasis. You know what? Pulp are a brilliant band. Absolutely amazing band. What a lyricist Jarvis Cocker was. What a lyricist.
Do you remember the time he came on the stage to Michael Jackson? Do you remember that?
Yeah, the Brits Awards, 96. 96, Brits Awards, 96.
I was at 3 of Michael Jackson's concerts.
Well, he played at Liverpool. I played at the racecourse site, Aintree Racecourse, and he was brilliant. I don't know how many people got in there, but it was an iconic gig.
He played in 1988 in the Bad Tour. He played in Cork in a big, huge Gaelic football ground. It's like a soccer stadium. It's a Gaelic stadium over here. We play Gaelic as well. And oh my God, that was like dream. That's what at his height, like 88, 89 was his proper height, you know. And then he came back in 92 and then 96. But the 88 show was just different level. Fucking hell, you know. He was like a god. Look at God.
What a star, mate. I mean, if anyone's interested in music, you can hear some of his vocal takes, you know, where they took away the music on YouTube, and you can hear him doing all his harmonies with each other, and he can replicate all the instruments. He was an absolute superstar. He could sing, he could dance, he could play every instrument.
What a dancer. Yeah. Do you know what he was as well? He was super intelligent.
Yeah.
Super intelligent. No.
Yeah.
I have his books, all his books and stuff here, because as I said, I was huge into them years ago, but have all his books. He had a terrible childhood, as we all know, and his song childhood's all about that. We won't go into that, but he really had a poor childhood, the poor fella. And obviously Neverland and all that type of thing going on. But one of his great songs, She's Out of My Life. Do you know?
Oh, mate, I didn't know you could sing. That's beautiful. I thought Michael.
Oh, I can sing Michael Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Oh, mate, that's beautiful. I thought he was in. He'd come on then. Michael, it's beautiful. I know that song,
mate. I can do the moonwalk as well.
Yeah. But only after another couple of Peronis.
No, actually on my channel. It's in on my Dave's LFC chats back in 2008 at my wedding. I had all the gear and everything, the gloves, Swarovski glove and everything. It's there. It's a 3-minute video.
I'll have to check it out, mate.
Type in Dave Trainer tribute to Michael Jackson, and that's it.
But well, as soon as we're finished, I'll go and have a watch it, mate.
Listen, we'll give it the hour. We've 2 minutes left. Dan, you've got to come on a lot more. I've got to get on your show as well. We got to spread the love, baby.
I need to start doing some live stuff, don't I? But yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'll come in anytime you want, Dave. Yeah, it's always a good laugh, mate.
I like the banter, you know, that way.
Yeah. Well, I'm a scout. I'm a scouser, mate. You're Irish. If you're not going to have banter, we only need a Geordie, and it'd be the perfect three, wouldn't it?
There you go, Bikers Grove.
Oh, listen, what a program.
Bikers Grove.
And someone just before that said about the 90s films and Terminator 2. What a film that was. Brilliant film. Stood the test of time, but Biker Grove, I love that program.
Biker Grove. Do you know what? Do you know where my stag was? In 2008.
What are you going to say, Newcastle, aren't you? Know?
Newcastle.
I never would have guessed.
There you go. See, there you go. So, like, you know, unbelievable.
Was Biker Grove after your time then, Dave? Without wanting to be rude.
I would have been a bit older. As you said, I was born in 73, so Biker Grove was like
that was a brilliant program. No, it was like 80s, early 90s Biker Grove. But if John Mack ever remembers when PJ, who was, I'm not sure he was Ant or hang on, he was Ant. He's Ant. Pete, you know Ant and Dech.
Yeah,
PJ was
yeah,
played by
I know
Ants.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, I know that,
I always get them mixed up.
yeah.
It was Ants, and he played PJ, and he got shot with some paintballs in the eyes and got blinded. It was like an iconic moment for all school kids. Everyone can remember it, and that was the end of the series. So if you remember that, what a program that was. I loved it.
No, listen, there's some iconic shit. Do you know what we'll have to do some night, Dan? Because we're going to have there'll be a lot of stuff to fill in between now and August. We'll do an 80s.
Tell me about it.
No, we'll do an 80s, 90s night.
Oh, mate, I'm up for
Would
it.
you be into that?
Oh, mate, would I be into it? Let's start it now.
Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to organise an 80s, 90s, as in music, television, cartoons, films. Just basically talking about 80s, 90s. Dan is in, I'm in. We get one or two.
I'm in.
That will be, we'll organise that now for next week or two. Obviously, when the football ends, because you have to fill in gaps. We have to fill in gaps.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Oh, big time.
I'm up for it, mate. You just send me the link, mate, and I'll be on.
Dave gets singing lessons from an Irish band. Famous. I know a few famous Irish bands, is right?
Yeah. How famous are we talking? Hey, do you know the Saw Doctors?
I do, from Galway, yeah.
Oh, what a band they were. I loved them. I used to love them.
I never even thought you'd know. I thought they were famous outside Ireland.
Listen, when I used to go to the football matches a long time, before I had kids and and my girlfriend used to go to all the away games, they used to always play the Saw Doctors on the coaches for some reason. Someone had them. And they had a song, I think it was called N17, and it was my favourite.
I was just about to say that, Jim.
Absolutely.
N17, and the grass is green. That one.
It's gorgeous, mate. And the Green and Red and Mayo as well. It's honestly, mate, such a great band. And I don't know how well known they are outside of Ireland, but they are absolutely brilliant. Better than you two for me. Yeah,
no, Sonics were brilliant. I didn't know they are well known in Ireland, of course, but I didn't know they were known outside. I didn't know they were known outside Ireland.
No. Well, I've heard of them from, as I say, from going the away matches years ago. They used to always play them on the coach. Brilliant band.
What do you think of Jamie Webster?
I think listen, good luck to him.
Very good, yeah. He's very
good luck to him. He listen, and I mean this totally respectfully. He's not an amazing guitar player. He's not an amazing singer, but listen, what he's doing is he's doing what everyone should do, which is riding his wave and doing it. He's getting out there. He's knocking on doors, and he's riding this wave that's coming over the last few years with Klopp and Liverpool, and everyone's been on this sort of euphoric journey, and he's got on it, and he's doing well for himself. He had a top 10 album. Good luck to him.
No, I've never met him. Now, I know a few people that know him well, but I mean, he seems a proper lad, all right. And he's, as you said, I think he writes his own songs and everything.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got his own album. You know, I don't want to sound disrespectful to him, but yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. He's an inspiration to me because he's getting out there and he's doing it, and no one can ever knock him for that. You know what I mean? He's got a dream, and so many people have a dream, but they never go for it, and he's gone for it, and it's worked out for him massively.
I don't know whether you know or not. I did a video about 3 weeks ago with Brian McFadden. He used to be in Westlife.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what? He left Westlife in 2004 when they were huge. They were fucking huge. Now I'm talking worldwide. And still are huge, but when he left them, and then he went solo. You should check out some of his. He writes his own music. He writes his own song. He wrote some of the songs of Westlife, by the way. And there's one song in particular I think is absolutely brilliant by Brian McFadden. Check it out, guys, in the comments as well. It's called Demons. DEML. Demons, Brian McFadden. Check it out. It's a proper song. And one of my most famous songs, of course, and I think you love it as well, is the Beatles' Long and Winding Road.
Yeah, you've mentioned.
I know you don't like it.
I love the Beatles, but you know what it is for me, Dave, right? A lot of being in Liverpool, when you go out round, like in town, you go to Matthew Street, you just hear those Beatles songs and all those old famous like classics, like the 20-odd number ones. Yeah. You hear them so much that they almost become a bit cheesy and you don't like them. And I tend to like the littler known songs a bit more. But listen, I'm not going to sit here and tell Paul McCartney that Along the Winding Road isn't a classic, because of course it is. But just, I say, being from Liverpool, you hear all those ones all the time, and they just get a bit, I don't know, a bit overblown, a bit overplayed sometimes. But it's a good song.
Can you sing any? Do you sing Beatles songs on your guitar and stuff, or any?
I can play them. I'm not really a singer. My mate, one of my good mates is like the singer. We do a few little things, and we've got a few songs there on the internet and that here and there. But He's the singer. I normally play the guitar and sort of maybe do a few backing vocals.
What do you think it is? We're gonna end it now in a minute or two. But what do you think of one of my most famous Michael Jackson songs? Of course, I loved his earlier stuff, even in the Jackson 5 and Off the Wall album, which was probably his best album, I think. But one of his other songs, Man in the Mirror.
Oh, mate, yeah, looking to make a change. It's brilliant, isn't it? It's a classic.
That's one of my favourites. I'm gonna make a change for once in my life.
Dave, forget, Bussy.
Real good. It's gonna make a difference.
We've got to do a collab, mate.
Right. Well, that's me drinking, but you know what I mean?
Go on, I'll do the clap.
And you know what it is? I used to always call Mane in the mirror. Klopp, make that change. Make that change. Listen, Dan, it's been absolutely brilliant.
It has. It's been good, mate. I've enjoyed that. I'll see you all soon, guys. See you soon.
Guys, thank you very much in the comments. There's an 80s, 90s show with me and Dan coming very soon. Watch out. Dan, give us a shout out for your channel, baby. Give us
the Mighty Reds TV. Is it down here somewhere? The Mighty Reds TV. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I need a few followers on YouTube. Hit me up so I know my videos aren't just going out to nobody, but I like them.
I think they're brilliant. I think they're brilliant, actually.
I think they're even better than brilliant, and my mum thinks they're even better than that again. But yeah, if you're out there, give us a follow. Honestly, I'll really appreciate it. And if you haven't got YouTube or whatever, or you haven't got an account, just give us a follow on Twitter, and I'll always like to speak to any fellow Reds.
Guys, I will put his description for his YouTube and his Twitter in the descriptions. Give this guy a sub. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see a lot more of this guy. Stay safe. Thanks for the comments. Big one Sunday, baby. Liverpool to win. Liverpool to get top
four. Up the Reds. Come on.
This means more. Stay